The story follows Desmond Doss, a young man who joins the American Army during World War II and makes a choice that surprises everyone. He tells the soldiers he will never use a gun.
Is there not one in your size?
Well, I'm sorry, Sergeant. I can't touch a gun.
Because of this, many people laugh at him and call him weak. But later, on the battlefield, his actions force the same army to respect him. This story is based on real events. The film first shows Desmond as a child. He often fights with his older brother Harold. One day, their fight goes too far. Desmond throws a brick and hits Harold on the head. Harold falls to the ground, badly hurt. Their parents rush to help him. Watching this, Desmond feels deep regret. He stands in front of a picture of God and reads a line from the Bible. That moment changes him. He promises himself that he will never hurt another person again and will stay away from violence for the rest of his life. Years pass and Desmond grows up. He becomes very faithful and spends his Saturdays at church. One day, while cleaning, he hears about an accident outside. A boy is lying on the road, bleeding, while people just stand and watch. Desmond doesn't wait. He lifts the boy and runs him to the hospital.
Did you apply this tourniquet?
Yes, sir.
You might have saved this boy's life.
At the hospital, Desmond notices a nurse named Dorothy. He is drawn to her right away. He even donates blood just to have a reason to stay near her.
I'm just here to take blood.
I'll give you mine.
I go to that room over there and wait with the others. You ever given blood before, Mr.
Doss. But my friends call me Desmond. No, ma'am, my first time.
Where are you going looking all spruced and nice?
Nurse over at the hospital, her name's Dorothy Schutte. I'm gonna marry her.
Have you ever even spoken to a woman?
Spoke to her.
The next day, he comes back to talk to her.
You ever given blood before?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Well, Desmond, we can't take your blood 2 days in a row.
Ever since you stuck me with that needle, my heart's been beating real fast.
Dorothy likes his gentle and honest nature, and soon they start spending time together.
Watch where you go.
I'm sorry, I didn't think you'd mind.
You didn't ask. You coming?
Then, history changes everything. Japan attacks Pearl Harbor and America enters the war. Young men across the country are being called to join the army. Desmond and Harold decide to sign up. That night, they tell their father, Tom, about their choice. Tom is upset. He fought in World War I and knows how painful war can be. He tries to scare them with stories of loss, hoping they will change their minds.
Reminds me of how Artie Gittins looked in his uniform when we went to France. Artie got hit in the back, blew most of his guts and intestines out, wrecked his uniform entirely. Get out of my sight.
But Desmond calmly explains that he does not want to kill anyone. He says he will serve as a medic, helping wounded soldiers instead. Before leaving, Desmond visits Dorothy and tells her he is going for training. He promises that when he returns, he wants to marry her. Dorothy gives him a Bible and her photo to keep with him.
I almost forgot. I want you to have this. You keep it right here.
Desmond arrives at the training camp, excited to meet the other recruits.
Bruce Nolan out of Red Hook.
Move it! Move it!
Soon, Sergeant Howell steps in and begins shouting orders, demanding perfect discipline.
I am not sir! I am Sergeant Howell or sir!
Yes, Sergeant!
You look part Indian. Let me see your Indian war cry, son!
He quickly notices Desmond standing casually and mocks him for not looking like a real soldier.
Make sure you keep this man away from strong winds.
Training begins, and Desmond performs well in physical tasks.
You naked degenerate! Let's go! Drive! Hustle! Hustle! Fly! Nice!
But trouble starts when the recruits are told to pick up their rifles. One by one, everyone grabs a gun. When Desmond's turn comes, he refuses. The camp goes silent. Howell stares at him in shock. Desmond calmly says he joined the army to save lives, not take them, and that he will not carry a weapon because of his beliefs. Howell drags Desmond to his commanding officer, Captain Glover. Glover stares at him and says this is not a playground. He asks how someone can call himself a soldier if he refuses to hold a weapon. He warns Desmond that enemies won't show mercy on the battlefield. Desmond stays calm. He explains that he joined the army to save lives, not take them. He says he wants to walk with the troops as their medic, not as a shooter. When Glover asks if he has any other demands, Desmond adds one more thing. He says Saturdays are for prayer and he won't train on that day. Glover laughs and tells him that if he keeps refusing, they will label him unfit and send him home. He orders Howell to take him back and make him pick up a rifle. Back at the field, Desmond still refuses. Howell explodes, calling him useless and saying he will just stand and watch others die. Desmond doesn't argue. He returns to his bunk and quietly reads his Bible. The other recruits begin to target him. One of them grabs his Bible, hits him, and dares him to fight back. Desmond stays silent and lowers his head.
What is this?
Give me that back.
Please.
Please.
The next day, a military doctor questions Desmond, trying to see if something is wrong with his mind. Desmond answers honestly. He says he isn't broken, he simply believes in not harming anyone. The doctor writes in his report that Desmond is mentally fit and cannot be removed. This only makes Glover and Howell more frustrated. They give Desmond the hardest tasks and work him until he's exhausted, hoping he will quit, but he stays. One night, several soldiers attack him in his sleep and leave him badly hurt. In the morning, Howell sees the bruises and asks who did it. Desmond refuses to name anyone. Howell tells him this place will only keep breaking him and offers him a way out. Desmond shakes his head and says he's not leaving. Soon, the day of leave arrives. One by one, the men are allowed to go home. When Desmond steps forward, Glover stops him. He says Desmond skipped rifle practice, so he doesn't deserve leave. Desmond reminds him that he is a medic and will not touch a gun. Glover gives him one last chance and tells him to fire a single shot to make everything go away. Desmond refuses again. Angry, Glover accuses him of disobeying orders and breaking military rules. He orders Desmond to be arrested and thrown into a cell. The scene then cuts to Dorothy, waiting, unaware of what just happened to Desmond. When Desmond doesn't show up, Dorothy goes looking for him. He finds him locked up and he explains everything. She begs him to bend just a little, but Desmond gently refuses. He says holding a weapon goes against everything he believes. Even practicing with a gun feels wrong to him. Dorothy realizes he won't change. Fearing he will be thrown out of the army, she contacts Tom Doss. Tom puts on his old uniform and visits his former commander. He explains Desmond's situation and asks for help. Soon, Desmond is brought before a military court. The officers accuse him of ignoring orders and breaking army rules. Desmond stands tall and says he joined only as a medic and cannot carry a weapon. The judges are ready to punish him when Tom rushes in with a letter from a brigadier. The message explains that Army law allows medics to serve in combat without carrying guns. No one can force them to change that choice. With this, all charges against Desmond are dropped. He is released and given leave. Desmond goes straight home and marries Dorothy. Their happiness is short because soon he is called to ship out for war. When he reaches the battlefield, the sight shakes him. The ground is covered with fallen soldiers. The fighting has been going on for days and both sides attack from morning until night. To reach the enemy, the Americans must climb a steep cliff. The top of it is controlled by Japanese forces. As the soldiers rise up, chaos explodes. Bullets fly, fire spreads, and men fall all around. In the middle of all of this horror, Desmond focuses on one thing: saving the wounded. He runs from soldier to soldier, wrapping wounds and pulling badly hurt back towards safety. At one point, he sees an enemy about to strike one of his own men. Desmond rushes in and the American soldier manages to fight back and survive. The man he saves is the same one who once attacked Desmond in camp. Now he looks at Desmond with new respect. The battle slows as night falls. The Americans manage to push forward and hold their ground. Later, the soldier Desmond saved comes to him and apologizes for how he treated him before. Desmond accepts it without anger. Morning brings a new danger. A much larger Japanese force appears. The Americans realize the enemy has been hiding in tunnels underground, allowing more and more soldiers to rise out of the earth. Another brutal fight begins. The clash lasts for hours, and many American soldiers lose their lives. Seeing how bad the situation has become, Captain Glover orders an airstrike. He tells his men to fall back to safety. Most of the soldiers retreat down the cliff. Desmond does the opposite. He stays behind, searching for anyone still breathing. When he finds a wounded man and looks down, he realizes no one is there to help anymore. So he ties a rope around the soldier and slowly lowers him by himself. 2 guards below catch the man and carry him away. Desmond keeps going.
You don't have to trust me.
Again and again, he drags injured soldiers to the edge and sends them down to safety. At the base, Glover learns that some Americans are still trapped above. If the planes attack now, their own men will die. He rushes to stop the airstrike just in time. Soon the enemy sees Desmond and opens fire. He runs and dives into a small cave. Grenades are thrown inside, but he survives and stays hidden. In the darkness, he finds a wounded Japanese soldier. The man panics, but Desmond calms him and treats his injury, even giving him medicine for the pain. The enemy soldier is stunned by this kindness. When night falls, Desmond comes back out. In the shadows, an American soldier mistakes him for the enemy and almost shoots him. Desmond calls out, proves who he is, and sends that man down too. All night long, he keeps working. He pulls, ties, and lowers one wounded soldier after another. The rope cuts into his hands, leaving them torn and bleeding. Exhausted, he pauses only to pray for strength, then forces himself back up to save more lives. As dawn breaks, Sergeant Howell appears, wounded and surrounded by injured men. Desmond tells Howell to rest while he sends the others down first. At the camp below, Glover looks around in shock. The ground is filled with rescued soldiers. His men tell him that someone has been lowering the wounded from the ridge all night. Everyone is safe now except for one man still up there working alone. At the camp below, Captain Glover stops a wounded soldier and asks who lowered him from the ridge. The man answers with one name, Desmond Doss. Glover stands still, stunned. He finally understands the truth. The man he once mocked as weak stayed alone among enemies without a weapon and saved lives through the entire night. Up above, Desmond goes back one last time for Sergeant Howell. Daylight exposes them and enemy fire rains down. Desmond lays a cloth on the ground, seats Howell in it, and drags him toward the edge. Howell shoots to keep the enemy back. When they reach the drop, Desmond lowers him to safety. Howell shouts for Desmond to follow, but Desmond turns around again. He finds one more wounded soldier, brings him back, and sends him down too. When Desmond finally climbs down, the men stare at him in disbelief. His hands are torn, his body shaking, yet he kept going. For the first time, every soldier truly sees his strength. The camp fills with respect and quiet admiration. Medics treat Desmond's wounds, but afterwards, he steps away, sits alone, and opens his Bible. Glover approaches him and admits his mistake. He says he has never seen courage like Desmond's and apologizes for doubting him. He explains that the unit will climb again the next day. Even though it's Saturday, the day Desmond prays, the men want him with them because his presence gives them courage. Desmond agrees to go. The next morning, the soldiers wait in silence while Desmond finishes his prayer. Only then do they move forward together. Another fierce battle follows, but this time the Americans fight with new confidence and finally drive the enemy back. During the chaos, a powerful explosion badly injures Desmond. As the men carry him away, he stops them and asks for one thing, his Bible. They retrieve it and place it in his hands before taking him down. News of his bravery spreads across the country. Not long after, Desmond is awarded the Medal of Honor by President Harry Truman. Desmond returns to a quiet life with Dorothy. Years later, in 2006, he passed away at the age of 87, leaving behind a story that the world will never forget.